Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share and subscribe. I'm Domina Della Pi, Mistress Sasha Storm. I'm talking today about that thing they made, they call COVID with a number, and I don't even want to say the word because you just get flagged all around. You know, certain things are taboo. This is supposedly a taboo subject for those of us who are not scientists. So I listen to scientists, and if we're not doctors, so I listen to doctors, I listen to scientists, I listen to doctors, right? But I also listen to myself because my roots are indigenous. My roots are Afro, Asian, and a little dab of Caucasian. So from all of my roots, I choose. I listen to the elders who have taught us how to live and be more healthy without using their processed, manufactured, so-called goods that are no damn good for us. And yet many of our people are addicted. You know, they're addicted to brands. Oh, I only eat this brand and I only drink that brand. Listen, I've been there. But I also saw how their brands make us sick and how they've poisoned every aspect of our lives. Everything important is poisoned. Air we breathe, water, our food, the soil. They just unleash toxic materials packaged in plastic and toxic. And what pretty colors and shiny things, new things. All the shiniest, newest things stink. Plastic, chemicals. I noticed how people in where I live, Toronto, I've been in Toronto from the 70s. And people, usually the same people, they get a cold. They always have a cold. They have a cold 3-4 times a year. They just get a cold and they get a cold, or they catch the flu. And I remember the last time I had a cold, I vowed that I would never have another cold because I didn't like the feeling. And they said, well, you know, it's good to get sick. It's good to get sick because then you can let it all out and you can be better. Well, how about I prevent myself from becoming ill in the first place? Since I'm so miserable when I'm not well, I don't want anyone around me. And I tend to nip it in the bud. And there are various things that I do which are remedies, home remedies, natural remedies from our island roots. You know, like ginger, like turmeric, like limes, lemons, well, limes in my case, among many other things, the vitamin D, the sunshine, vitamin C, right? And from listening to doctors and scientists, and I listen to many different ones of different races, ages, and genders, and what they always saying, apart from the mainstream media that is singing a different song, a song that I don't understand the language. So I go to those doctors and scientists who sing something that I can understand. I can fully comprehend what they're saying. So I also have a friend who announced recently that he has been tested positive for that thing, that C.O.V. You know the rest, right? And a number. So I have from these doctors. And also I saw something from China, from a Chinese site. They were sharing with the world what they have done over there to help those people with symptoms of that thing, that lab-grown thing, in collaboration with China, the Wuhan, and the American. You know, everybody's in bed together these days. So here we have the recommendation of the Chinese. Listen, I'm the last person to listen to the Chinese. But I read and listen to everyone, right? But to follow, I decide to follow the Chinese and the scientists and the doctors that I listened to from America. One was from Africa. And so the Chinese recommended you gargle with warm salt water, right? Now, I think that's a damn good idea, because before this Wuhan business, if I had a sore throat, which was rare because of how I live, I wash my hands too much. Even before you and your Wuhan nonsense, I was washing my hands, right? More than regularly. So it's a habit of mine. And I don't like to be close to people so that they're in my face, I'm in their face. So I've been social distancing long before your Wuhan business. And so if I had a sore throat in the past, I would gargle with warm salt water, maybe some tea tree oil with warm water, gargle, peppermint, rub around my nose, inhale if my nose is feeling stuffed up, right? Have some hot tea or herbal tonic with the herbs that I know and trust. And this is what we do. I take a ginger root, I take a turmeric root, I grate it and boil it in water and drink that. I drink that now. It's to the point where I no longer use even honey or any sweeteners. I drink it just as is. And I drink if I'm feeling, for some reason, like something is trying to get me, I will immediately grate my garlic and add my honey, which honey is on my restricted list. But at these times, at these moments, if I've been exposed someplace, which I rarely go anywhere anymore, but I will take that concoction that I make with the grated garlic, little honey, and lime or lemon juice. And I take that 3 times a day. Usually, whatever symptoms I have, gone the next day. That's just me. That's just my way. You don't have to follow me. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an earth woman. Okay? I'm a gardener, in fact. Okay? So, I've also been an observer from childhood. I see what the people do, the old ladies and men. They use their herbs. No matter what island you come from. There's bush. We have bush tea. And we use it. So when I give these suggestions to my friend who has tested positive for this thing that they made, because they have a lot of money to make another Pandora's box. How many Pandora's boxes that do they have ready to unleash on us, okay? And before they were starting to do their pharmaceuticals and their vaccines, and we were using the bush. The rainforest was where we were located and receiving all that is required to keep us healthy and strong. But these devils came flying in, crawling in, creeping in, and somehow they have bestowed onto themselves these titles and accolades. And the whole world is supposed to listen to some guy named, 2 guys, Kill and Pelinda Hates, a married couple. Now transgender is a big thing. Everybody's transgender these days. Listen, I'm waiting for my transgender partner to return so that I can be on the transgender bandwagon. Hey, there's my transgender buddy. You know, I can still talk about them. And I can especially talk about them because I know about them. These people flagged me and placed a false, partially false news label on my post because I was giving these suggestions to take, you know, that malaria drug that they've had for the past 65 years. That's the doctor said. The doctor said, several different doctors said, yes, in the medical field, we've been using hydrochloroquine for the last 65 or so years. And the reason they don't want it used, even if it's effective, is because it's so cheap. They won't make any money on it. So next thing you know, they take hydrochloroquine off the market. You can't just go and get it like you could in the past. Okay? Come on, man. So then I mentioned, from having listened to these doctors and scientists, and they were saying such things as hydrochloroquine and quinine and zinc and vitamin D and vitamin C, and you know, such things as inhaling steam, you know, sniff it up instead of snorting cocaine like they like to do. Sniff some boiling water with some lemon peels, lime peels, you know, eucalyptus. This all this. We have all kinds of things. We have bay leaves, we have cloves, we have thyme. All these are herbs we use at home. All our food is flavored with all of these things. All you all know is salt and pepper. Salt and pepper is all you know, and you only need the black. Crack the black pepper. That's it. And before black pepper, it was white pepper. Because you didn't like things black. But you take vanilla that is black and you bleach it white. You say, there, that's vanilla. And chocolate, you have white chocolate. So you turn everything inside out, upside down. You just mess everything up so that people don't remember their roots. But I do. Some of us do. In fact, there are many of us who do. The problem with you is your inability to accept our ways, even if it's just for our own people and ourselves. You want to prohibit us from using our methods that existed long before your arrival. How can that be? So, does anybody have any freedom in this world apart from Kill and Pelinda Hates? Anthony Falsely, and the rest of them, their ilk, when they're taking you, they're showing themselves on camera. How come Kill and Pelinda, I never saw them take their vaccine? Everybody has to have their vaccine, and here Pelinda is saying it with glee. She's gleefully saying it, and its spouse is laughing like, you know, he's always laughing and smirking. Like he's got that inside joke. Can you imagine the ego on that transgender entity? And don't be coming at me and calling me anti-trans. Please don't. Don't even try that assness with me. The Chinese recommended gargling with salt water, which I think is a very good idea. Whenever, if you feel you're getting a cold, you gargle with salt water. They also recommended drinking warm water. I say no, drink some hot tea. Hot tea. I think it's even better than just warm water. But hey, if you don't have hot tea, drink warm water. That's what the Chinese said. It's water, for heaven's sake. Water to drink. So they rather my friend who has been tested positive, right? According to them, he's positive. They sent him home from the hospital. Go home and rest for 2 weeks. So that's what I'm saying. So during these 2 weeks of your rest at home, dude, black dude, I know you hang around a lot of white people, but hey, listen to a black person for just a little bit, okay? You can try these methods of treatment, such as gargling with salt water, right? Using these herbs, making these teas and drinking them, having hot soups, trying to do some physical exercise. These are the things I was saying. Get your vitamin D, vitamin C, get some quinine, get some zinc. That's what the doctors and scientists said. And if you can get some hydrochloroquine, damn it, the malaria drug they call it in Africa. Well, hydrochloroquine is something that I've tried in the past, and it didn't suit me well. It didn't agree with me well. The side effects were not for me, okay? I guess they use different dosage in Africa to treat malaria. I didn't have malaria. It was for lupus. And it's because of lupus, this autoimmune condition, is why I got into more natural healing methods. Because trying their way, it does not suit me. I'm not okay with side effects. I'm not. I want to go for no side effects, and I also want to go for preventative measures. But they don't want, even this Chinese public health person here in Canada, she is working for the WHO. She has been on our TV so many times in the past saying, don't try to strengthen your immune system. Don't bother. Just wait for us to decide if we're going to kill you or not. It seems like it just seems like they're really enjoying this death counts, daily death counts, daily numbers. It's like they're counting their money and counting our deaths, dead bodies. Oh, here goes Pelinda. Pelinda Hates says, oh yes, we gotta go hit the colored community, what you call them, black community or African American community, and the people of color, and you go to Africa. You know, they want these people dead. The thing is, they're not dying, you see. And in such situations, they will say, well, it's collateral damage, and that means that some of you Caucasians, some of you white people will also meet your demise. They murdered my grandmother in a long-term care facility in Canada, in the GTA, that's the Greater Toronto Area. I know my grandmother was murdered. That's another story. So I would like to have the option to choose if I want or need to heal myself. Same way I've done with the lupus, same way I've done with other ailments. The diabetes was trying to take a hold on me. I had to kick that bitch back from whence she came and readjust. I had to adjust and modify and make changes because I'm not into being sick. Some people love to be sick because, hey, I can run to the hospital or run to the doctor. I'm not her. Doctors don't like me because I have my own mind and I observe myself, and it seems they are never in agreement with anything I say. And that's the number one problem I have with them, because they don't understand. You know, I can need a doctor. I can admit if I need a doctor. But for these things, such as these, I don't need a doctor. You know, if I need, I go into the hot shower, hot bath with my essential oils, and I have a good session. I do a good workout. You know, I drink my teas and tonics. I don't go and have a cold beer. I don't go and snort some coke. I don't go and do some meth. I don't do some drugs. And that's what y'all do. Snort coke, do crack. That's what y'all do. I don't do that. They even say cannabis is good. Hey, I do cannabis. High five for cannabis. That's about it. But I can't follow your ways. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is for the people who believe in healing from our earth, air, sea, bodies of water, the land. Thank you. Good night. Good night. good morning, good evening, good day.